Welcome to my channel Heavy Heart exclamation. Please don't forget to subscribe and comment. The sun dipped behind the pines as Madison pulled into the driveway of the old summer house. She hadn't been here in nearly 5 years, not since her mother passed away and the family unraveled like the laces of an old boot. But when she received Cole's message, short, simple, and impossibly loaded, she couldn't ignore it. We need to talk. There are things you deserve to know. Cole had never been her real father. Technically, he had been her stepfather, married to her mother for almost 10 years. But in truth, he was the only man she'd ever called daddy. Her real father had disappeared long before she could speak his name. Madison took a deep breath and stepped out of the car. The front door opened before she could knock. And there he was. Cole stood in the doorway, older than she remembered but just as striking, tall, strong, square-jawed with silver at his temples and that quiet, controlled energy that always drew people in. The look in his eyes was steady, unreadable, but when he saw her, something softened. "Madison," he said. Her throat tightened. "Hi. Come in." She followed him inside, the wooden floor creaking under her sandals. Everything looked familiar, but the air was different now, charged, tense, full of old ghosts and something else. Something electric. "I didn't expect to be back here," she murmured. "I didn't expect to have a reason to call you," he said, handing her a glass of water. She sat down on the edge of the old leather couch. "So what is this about?" Cole reached into a drawer and pulled out a bundle of aged letters. "Your mom left these. She never sent them. But they were for me, and for you. About your real father. About everything." Madison hesitated, then took the letters, her hands trembling. She opened the first one. Her mother's voice spoke from the page. Raw, honest, full of secrets. "I never told her the truth about her father. I was scared. Scared she'd hate me. Scared she'd love you more." The next one read, "If anything happens to me, I need you to tell her. You are not her biological father. But you've always been her real one in every way that counts." And then came the letter that changed everything. "I see the way she looks at you, Cole. The way her eyes linger, the way she blushes when you say her name. It scares me, but part of me understands. I see it in you too, though you try to hide it. I know you love her. And maybe someday, if it's right. I just hope she forgives me." Madison looked up slowly, her pulse thudding. "Is this real?" Cole nodded. "I tried to keep my distance after she passed. I didn't trust myself. I didn't know if I could be what you needed, or what I wanted." "You're not my father," she said softly. "No." And then she whispered, "Oh yes, Daddy." The words slipped out before she could stop them. A joke, a nervous reflex, but the heat in her cheeks gave it away. It wasn't just a slip. It was a confession. His jaw clenched. "Madison." "I've always called you that," she said, almost breathless. "And now I know you're not really my father. So, what does that make us?" He crossed the room in 2 strides, towering over her. "Complicated," he said, voice low. "It makes this very complicated." She looked up at him, defiant, teasing. "You always liked complicated. Not when it comes with consequences." They stared at each other. Something ignited between them, years in the making. Her lips parted. Her breath quickened. "Oh yes, Daddy," she murmured again, this time deliberate, the way you would say it in a dream you never wanted to wake up from. The moment shattered as he pulled back. "You should get some rest," he said tightly. "We'll talk more in the morning." That night, sleep was impossible. Madison lay in the guest room staring at the ceiling. Her body buzzed with confusion and desire. Every memory of Cole surfaced, the way he'd protectively put an arm around her at family parties, the late-night movie marathons, the quiet strength he always carried. She remembered the way his eyes would sometimes linger a second too long. And now she knew why. She slipped into a robe and tiptoed down the hallway. The door to his room was cracked open. Light spilled from inside. She knocked softly. He turned, shirtless, standing beside the bed. Her breath caught in her throat. "Couldn't sleep," she whispered. He didn't say anything. She stepped inside. The silence stretched between them. Thick. Hot. Cole. He looked at her, eyes dark and unreadable. "You don't know what you're doing." "I know exactly what I'm doing. Madison, you're young. You're hurting. This isn't about pain. This is real." She stepped closer, the robe slipping slightly from her shoulder. His eyes dropped to the curve of her collarbone, then snapped back up. "Oh yes, Daddy," she whispered again. He groaned low, then turned away. "You're playing with fire. Maybe I want to get burned." The tension held them like a wire pulled too tight. And then, without warning, the front door creaked. They froze. Someone was outside. Cole grabbed a flashlight and moved toward the front window. Madison followed, her robe now tightly pulled around her. "There's a car," he said. "Who is it?" Cole unlocked the door and stepped out onto the porch. A figure emerged from the shadows. "Uncle Dean?" Cole said, surprised. The man nodded. "We need to talk. It's about Madison's father. Her real one. He's alive." The next 48 hours flipped their world upside down. Dean explained that Madison's biological father had faked his disappearance. He had been involved in illegal activities and staged everything to protect Madison and her mother. But now, after years in hiding, he had resurfaced. He wanted to meet her. Madison was torn. Shocked. Furious. Curious. She turned to Cole. "What should I do?" "That's your choice." "What if I don't want to?" "Then you don't." "What if I just want you?" His throat worked. "Madison." She stepped closer. "Say it." "What?" "Say what you've been holding in for years." He looked at her, eyes blazing. "I want you. I've always wanted you." "Oh yes, Daddy," she breathed. That night, nothing happened except truths. But it was hotter than anything else. He held her in his arms on the couch, stroking her hair, letting years of tension melt into slow, intimate understanding. When she whispered, "Oh yes, Daddy," he kissed her forehead and smiled. "You're mine," he said. And for the first time in years, Madison knew where she belonged.